I am not a woman, despite the glorious rack that I possess, and I wasn't born a woman either. So I don't know, or to be more specific, I don't have a proper insight to teach people what it is like to be a female or at least a femme presenting content creator. So, in order to help out with that, I've brought together three female creators from the DVD space, Miss Lily Pie 101, Miss Deadly Naya, and Miss ZM Pixie, to kind of teach us a little bit more about what it's like to be a woman in this space, what they feel like we as mask presenting allies can do better, and just a bunch of other things that I wanted to talk to them about. So I hope you guys enjoy the next 25 or so minutes of us discussing all of these things. All of their links will of course be in the description, and I will see you at the end of the video.
Okay.
Alright. So, if you ladies want to start off with introducing yourself, starting off with Miss Lily.
Hi, my name is LilyPie101, also known as Lil or Lillers. I am actually a full-time content creator. I primarily stream horror games, but I also cosplay, I'm also an artist, and I am a musician as well.
And that song is a banger. I love it so much. Miss Naya.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Deadly Naya. I am also a full-time content creator on Twitch for Dead by Daylight. You can also just call me Naya. Even though I've only been streaming for about 5 years, I have been involved in video game communities as early as I can remember. I practically grew up on games.
Okay, and Miss Pix.
Hello, I'm ZM Pixie or Pixie. Am I full time? I don't know because I technically work a job too at a cafe. But I am mainly a night content creator. I love him very much. I dedicate a lot of my time to playing him and la 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 la. I also draw a lot. Yeah.
All right. So, the first question I have for you ladies is, when you were first getting ready to start content creation, did you know what it would be like for you as women when you were going to get into it, or did some of the issues that we'll talk about later come as a surprise to you?
Well, it's like I don't want to say that's like expected because like before I even started streaming, I played like Overwatch and in like high school, and that's when I kind of got the whole like backhand smack of like you're a woman playing a video game, and I'm like, well, this shit's kind of ass.
Yeah, I'm honestly in the same boat. I had played video games like for a really, really long time before I ever even really thought about streaming, you know? And so I knew that online I would receive sexism and stuff like that. But I guess you could say the lengths that people would go to be sexist is something that I definitely did not expect.
Yeah, when I've had like a lot of pretty nasty, awful things happen to me when I was just a teenager in the gaming space. So when I decided to pursue content creation, again, the sexism was kind of expected. I guess what became unexpected to me was I there's a lot of things that go beyond just sexism in the streamer space. I guess what was more unexpected is the how you can feel excluded as a female streamer. That was something that I was not expecting, and I'm sure we're going to talk about later.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I guess the first thing I want to tackle is probably the most common sexist remark that we hear in streaming is that streaming content creation, it's all so much easier for women. You just wear low shirt, all of a sudden you're hundreds of viewers in or whatever. What is y'all's outlook on that entire ordeal?
Bullshit.
Absolutely bullshit. I feel like a lot of female creators, you know, oftentimes we are very much so shit on just for being female by itself. And so in order for you to like build up a fan base of people that would strictly come just for your boobs, you have to bypass a lot of bullshit. But even then, all the top content creators are literally males. Like top 10, top 20, I believe, is just strictly male.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I I don't really do webcam streams anymore. And when I would used to do them, I actually had a lower viewership than I do now, and I hardly ever go on webcam anymore. So I've kind of like debunked the whole like, oh yeah, just turn on your face cam, wear a low cut shirt. Like that's not applicable here. And anything that we can do as females, like streaming with less clothing, our male counterparts can literally do the same thing, and they don't get flack for it. So it's weird.
Very.
Yeah, I did like a face reveal recently because I did want to do like TwitchCon stuff this year and like meet people because that'd be really cool. But like I originally like never wanted to show my face, so that's why I'm like a little creature, a little tiny thing, little squished up little gremlin, and like I don't need to show my boobs or anything. Like, yeah.
Do the two of you, Naya and Pix, who do not face cams, do y'all notice a difference in the levels of sexism from those who do face cams, or?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I guess I'll actually explain why I don't do face cam that much anymore. It honestly felt really I would get some predatory comments, essentially, like comments pointing out physical features. I even had someone say, "Oh, your shirt makes your boobs look good." And maybe in a different channel it would be okay to say that, but obviously I have never like given that vibe for just random chatters to say that. Um I would just get constant like comments on my body, and even if they were like I guess positive, it was still flirting in a way, and it it was just ridiculous. And I lurk in other people's channels all the time, and I'm always seeing comments about like their body, if they're dateable, or oh, I wish you didn't have a boyfriend, like that type of weird shit.
Yeah.
I hate that comment.
It's just like, oh, I don't miss that.
Yeah, that's so odd.
Yeah, actually, speaking of the relationships, one of the questions I had written down was is the reveal you're in a relationship and instantly lose a bunch of followers, is that something that's real for y'all, or?
Yes, that actually did happen to me in like my current relationship, which is kind of awkward because I did not really, I don't know, like I don't think I really ever made myself seem available or open to the idea of other people. I was very like closed off. I'm just a very extroverted person, and so maybe people honestly thought that they could get somewhere with that, but honestly, no. But I did lose followers from it.
Yeah.
I was just saying, you could talk first, Naya. I don't
Okay.
really have much to say.
Okay. Yeah, it's pretty common knowledge that I'm married, but some people still miss the message. And anytime it gets brought up like, oh yeah, Naya's married, I'll receive an unfollowing, or like if people even like say something like weird in the chat, like, oh damn. And it's like, what do you mean, oh damn? Like did you think you had a chance? Like, let's be for real here. Also, I don't know if anyone has experienced this, but I'm normally like a solo queue goer, so it's normally myself. If I ever do like a duo or a swift, and the person that I'm swifting or duo with is a male and has a very masculine voice, I will also dip in follower or dip in viewership. And I always thought that was like, oh, this is kind of weird. But
That is actually crazy. What the hell?
yeah.
Yeah, it is.
What would y'all say is the biggest issue, or the most the thing that irritates or even angers you the most about being a female content creator? Like, what do you run into that is your biggest, in your opinion, the biggest problem that needs to be addressed?
The laid backness of other male creators when they witness sexism.
I was gonna say that.
That is a good point. But I guess for me, I would have to like stray a little bit more different from that. And I would say that um, for me, it's more so when I receive sexism, it's just like, I guess how commonplace it is in general. Because a lot of the times, guys will sit there and the words come out of their mouth like so easily, like the insults will fly so easily. And I just feel like gaming has been around long enough to the point where, I mean, do we really have to throw that in there? Like,
Exactly.
what?
Another thing that actually like pisses me off is when you fire back as a female towards sexist comments or comments that are obviously only made towards you because you're a female. You get shit and you get labeled as a bitch just for standing up for yourself. Like people
Oh my
criticize.
God.
Absolutely. Or it's not that serious. Like,
It's
oh, learn to take a
Yeah.
joke. All right.
it's like, I don't know, like one of the most common and like really stupid insults is like, oh, go back to the kitchen. Da, 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 da. Some girl said like one thing one time was like, oh, go back to war or something.
Oh
And
God.
yeah, people were giving her so much shit for that.
Wow, that's so unfortunate.
Yeah, it's just like you clap back with
Yeah.
something like that, and then just like,
I also feel
God.
like I have, I guess, like an intersectionality point with that as well. Cause, like, I'm not gonna lie, although I see a lot of people in the DBD community, especially, receive misogyny, I feel like I also receive a little bit of racism as well. Cause I'm gonna be real with you, I feel like I have not done anything worse than the average, like, really shitty content creator. Like, I've never straight up harassed somebody or sicked my followers on somebody. I've never like said a slur or like been caught, doing something crazy. It's just me defending myself oftentimes against somebody being really nasty to me. And I will have people make so many videos on me, or I'll have people like drag my name through the mud because they think that, oh, well, she's overreacting, or like, look at how bad she is, blah, blah, blah. That kind of stuff. I just feel like people definitely overreact quite a bit when you're a woman, let alone like, a black woman, you know?
Is there any specific, trying to figure out how to phrase this. So when you're seeing like the insults or the trash talking and stuff that flies toward creators, what is like the main difference? Is there like a difference in severity toward women than toward men? Or is it just I'm not going to say is it just sexism, because obviously that's a big deal, but is it always just more about the fact you're a woman, whereas men you notice something different? Or is there like an equal balance of the insults you receive?
I obviously don't want to get too triggered, so I'm not gonna like say much on this, but I will say I do see a lot of remarks about sexual assault to female creators than I do males.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
God. There's a lot of the time, threats to like assault a woman just because she says something to stand up for herself, or like she goes against like the grain of somebody being like really shitty towards them. I feel like one of the more popular examples, I mean, we saw this like in essentially broad daylight where, what was her face from Stranger Things? She was the actress that played Chrissy, Grace Van Dien. She ended up having a phase member target her and say that she was only invited because, she had a like 15 minutes of fame with Stranger Things and whatnot. And I believe it was Phase Rain that said, oh, well, I wouldn't even sleep with you on my worst drunken night or something like that, which
Oh
was
my
like,
God.
I mean, why would you throw that out there? Like, what do her looks or like the idea of you having sex with her have to do with anything when she's defending herself against somebody that was very clearly sexist in a game of Valorant? That has nothing to do with it, but men are so quick to throw out that insult.
Yeah.
This one probably applies to picks more than the other two, but maybe it does as well. When it comes to like jokes about your obsessions with characters, do you notice a difference in how men are treated when they're obsessed with a character over how women are treated?
Mm-hmm. Abso-fucking-lutely. Like, whenever it's like, I don't know, when it's just like, whenever like a guy is like, oh no, quote, gooning over a fucking girl character with like big tits or whatever. It's just like, oh no, yeah, rock on, bro. Yeah.
High fives.
It's just like that. And then it's just like you're like quote lonely and weird if you're a girl simping for a guy character. It's like, oh no, like no wonder you're so obsessed with like a fake character. It means you don't have like a boyfriend or anything. That's like the one thing that I see. It's like insulting like your availability if you like a fictional character.
Oh yeah, and anytime like I sometimes I will make a down bad comment here and there, especially for the hillbilly. I love him. Someone is always pointing out like, aren't you married? And it's like,
Ah.
so you realize most of the guys who goon for these female characters are also in relationships, right? But you're giving them high fives. God forbid
Yeah,
I like a
especially
character
sorry.
in Dead by Daylight. No, you're good. You're good.
It's like also like Skull Merchant. Or a lot of people call her like Skull Mommy and da da da. And like personally, I don't like it when people call her that. But like, why am I getting shit for like the night? And then when a guy simps for Skull Merchant, it's just like, oh yeah, it's because it's Skull Merchant. Like, look at her. Da da da.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't.
very weird.
So weird. Like the amount of times that I encountered people that are just like, or like even like Huntress too. Where he's like, oh, like Huntress Mommy and da da da. It's just like so normalized, I guess, for like a guy to just like simp over like a woman that's a fictional character.
The crazy thing
Yeah.
is, like, you're always just on your page, staying in your own lane, not bothering anybody. And it's like, oh my god, God forbid, Pixie's talking about the night again. It's like, bro, who cares?
Yeah, it's like it's a hyperfixation for myself too, like an actual hyperfixation, because like I physically, not physically, but like mentally, it's just like, wow, night night night. It's like serious, like yeah, I actually love the night a lot. Sounds just like, oh, Gojo Satoru, da da da, or something like that. Which you're valid for Gojo Satoru. You're real, true. I don't know.
Do you are you ever wary of male content creators when they try to collab with you or ask to game with you? Do you ever feel like cautious about that kind of thing, or is it more of a just we'll wait and see what they do type of deal?
It's kind of a more wait and see thing.
More like a wait and see thing for me too, but typically I don't really collab with people unless I've been knowing them or I've been friends with them for quite a while, you know?
Based on, again, I'm not gonna name names here, but just based off of my history with collabs and whatnot, uh, especially in the DVD space, yes, I'm actually pretty wary. And as much as like I want to do more collabs with people, like I guess I'm in the boat where I normally like to get to know somebody first before I do anything with them. Um, but it's just I've had a lot of very negative experiences with collabing with male content creators, even if it didn't really come from like the male content creator itself. It's just the moment that they don't moderate their chat and let their chat say a whole bunch of crazy stuff, ranging from like, oh, you two should date, or she sounds like this, and blah blah blah. It's like, I don't know, I'm kind of sick of it. I'm gonna be honest.
I understand that.
Yeah.
Only got a couple questions left, and then I'll let you ladies get on with your night. The first one is, what do you ladies think that male or masculine presenting creators can do to help alleviate some of the issues that you face as female creators?
God, please say something. I cannot tell you the amount of times that like I've sat there and somebody's messaged me and been like, wow, I'm so sorry you're going through this. Okay, well, if you have a platform, why don't you utilize it and tell people like, man, this is not something that we should sit there and stand for, or use your platform to call it out, or, X those people out of your circle. Don't just sit by and just not say anything. And I know a lot of people may be like, well, I didn't see it or I didn't know this. I guarantee you a lot of these people actually do see it, because if we're doing the same thing and in the same spaces with the same people, then chances are, yes, you have seen it. Does it feel awkward or uncomfortable sometimes to call things out? Absolutely. But at the very least, let people know that that's not something that you want. Just don't be quiet just because they haven't done anything to you yet. Don't do that.
I also just think maybe this sounds weird or whatnot, but normalize having female content creator friends, because I'm not gonna lie, I don't know if it was Ninja who said this years ago, but it was some male content creator, like top ended Twitch, basically came out with a statement saying that, oh, male streamers cannot be friends with females because it would just be a weird, obviously, like insinuating that you can't just be friends, that there's always going to be some flirtation situationship going on. And I think that's done almost irreversible damage to how people perceive like male and female content creator friendships and whatnot. And
You're absolutely right. And that was Ninja that said it. He said that he does not collab with any women on his stream because he doesn't want anybody under the assumption that at all that he would ever even think about cheating on his wife, and that no, it's hard for them to sit there and just be friends, and that's just not true.
Yeah, and if anything, it was kind of like, so you're saying that if you were to collab with females, you'd be thinking about cheating on your wife. That would be in the back
it's such
of your
a
mind.
weird thing to.
It's
Yeah.
It's so weird. So again, I would just say normalize having female friends and just being a normal fucking friend to them, because if chat sees like, oh, hey, female content creators are part of your circle and it's normalized, it doesn't have to be a big deal when you do collab with a female. It doesn't have to be super different.
also like if you are doing like a collab with a male creator and like you're simply just talking to them and simply like just being friends, like people like perceive like any guy or girl like in any sort of sense, just like, oh my god, they're like flirting, or like, oh my god, they have like total chemistry, and you're literally like just friends. Like,
Yeah.
I did a collab recently with Puffalope, and people were like, oh my god, I kind of ship you and Pixie and da-da-da. And I'm like, first of all, Puffalope has a girlfriend. Second of all, we're just friends. Can we not do this? Like, it's so weird.
I also want to inject, shipping real life people is fucking weird, man.
I was about to add that too.
So
Like, I don't know
weird.
why people do that. It's just like, let people live their lives. Let people be friends. Let people be just friends.
Yeah, when I was on Tumblr, people were shipping Markiplier and Jacksepticeye, and I was like,
No.
"Yo, could y'all
No,
not?"
God.
Like, Jesus
I hate
fuck,
it.
dude.
I am.
Go ahead, Miss Naya.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
Like, kind of, I guess it's not like with a male content creator. I used to get shipped with a certain male content creator, but we don't talk anymore, so that's nice. But I want to say, in regards to the shipping thing, a viral clip of me went around on TikTok where like me and this Billy were like befriending each other in 2v8 who's protected me from Wraith. It was super cute. And then I got like a wave of comments being like, oh my god, I hope you two start dating and whatnot. I'm like, what?
I remember that. Oh my god.
I'm
Okay.
like, God forbid I have a cute moment in Dead by Daylight and y'all have to go and make it weird. But
That's just, people just make things weird. That's... Ugh.
But going back to normalize having female creators in your space as a male creator, this is also super important when it comes to being inclusive when people are hosting like these big DBD events, because only until recently I really felt like females were actually being included in a lot of big time events, because before, in the history that I've been in the game since 2019, I was not seeing any female get invited to any big streamer event unless they were already a fog whisperer or like essentially like somebody's significant other. When I got invited to an event called Light in the Fog, I got invited last minute, and that was because of Sister Karen reaching out to me, who was like on staff and who was also, female herself. Otherwise, I never would have been reached out to. And
Mm.
there's just been so many streamer tournaments, and probably not gonna like talk about the competitive community in this chat, but again, female presence like severely lackluster.
All right, and the last question I have for y'all before I let you lovely ladies go is what is something that what is advice you would like to give to budding or smaller female content creators on how to handle and navigate the minefield, for lack of a better phrase, of female content creation?
I think I would honestly say in general, please pick and choose your battles wisely, because oftentimes people are looking to get a rise out of you. And I know that sounds very stereotypical, but people don't understand that when you're a content creator and you're like online facing nonstop, trying to pick every single battle and fight it, it's an uphill battle and you will be losing. Even if you feel like you're not, it is very mentally exhausting. So reserve that energy and make sure that you put it towards your content or something that can help better your content.
I would also say, like, know your worth, because your worth is everything. Like, even just, like, loving yourself, because if you're, like, hearing all of this shit, because you're gonna hear a lot of shit. Because I've heard it for years, too. It's just, I'm not really wording this correctly, I'm sorry. I'm totally having a fucking brain fart. I am so sorry.
No,
okay.
Take your time.
If you have anything. I don't know, I'm sorry.
It's okay. Okay, for any potential like female content creator who is very small and just starting out, I don't want to freak you out, but I will say I definitely struggled a lot more on Twitch from very nasty men online when I was smaller. When you're smaller, a lot of men perceive you as vulnerable. They think that you don't have a big protection squad, that it's easy to get through to you. And I would just say, very early on in your Twitch career, establish your boundaries and stick to them, and don't let anyone gaslight you into thinking like, oh, you're just being a paranoid bitch. Like, no, stick to that, because again, males can be very predatory. People can also just be very parasocial online. Like, some people take getting a female streamer getting to say hi to them suddenly turns into, oh, she likes me and I can suddenly be her best friend, everything. I literally have had that happen to me when I was a smaller streamer. I got lucky that I grew and made all these connections and whatnot, because I genuinely feel that some people don't try it with me anymore because they're afraid of repercussions, because I just know people. But when you're a smaller streamer, you don't really have that. So again, stick to your boundaries and protect yourself amongst everything, and don't spend too much energy on people. Don't sit there and try to let somebody make you feel uncomfortable hoping that they will change and whatnot. I've fallen down the rabbit hole of like, oh, maybe they'll calm down after like a day or two. Like, no, you gotta, when someone's making you uncomfortable, just cut them out. Don't feel bad about it.
Yeah, establishing boundaries very early on as a content creator is an amazing thing to do, because if you give people an inch, they will take a mile. Absolutely.
All right. Well, I greatly appreciate you ladies taking the time to come up in here and sit and talk with me. I know it's been a long time in the making. I had to disappear for a couple months, but again, I appreciate it very much. Thank y'all for sharing your words with me. And are there any last words y'all would like to say to everybody watching the video?
Honestly, just keep doing what you're doing, because the thing is if you're online, I know it takes a lot of strength to show up and present yourself almost every single day and stay consistent, but it is an absolute necessity if you do want to grow your content. But not everybody has that courage, but you can.
I have nothing much to say other than just remember to express kindness. That's really all I can say.
Sometimes that's all that needs to be said. Miss Pix.
I don't know why I'm spacing out.
It
No, I know that's
is
bad.
late.
I'm just.
No, it
Good
is.
night.
It's not
it
even
is
late. I just like nothing is like coming to my head to like say anything. I have no idea why.
No,
No, you're
that's
fine.
You're fine. That's fair enough. I think we had a very productive discussion tonight. It was very enjoyable to listen to everyone's answers. But if you ladies want to do one last thing and join me in thanking our channel members listed on screen now, you want to find out how to become a channel member today, like seeing videos early, merch discount codes, and more, then please click that join button down below. I love you guys so much. I'm sure the ladies do as well. And we will see you in the next one.